talking about fishing.
Hey everybody, welcome on into your go-to show for sports here on the shore, the Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Brandon Bosser.
And I'm sports anchor Devin J. Martin. Welcome into the show. We got a lot to talk about tonight, Brandon.
Yeah, let's go over what we have in store for you tonight on tonight's show. The Ravens and Eagles in Baltimore tonight. The opening of the preseason schedule for both squads. We'll talk about what stood out to us after this dramatic finish. What a game for preseason. Plus, Shorebirds out in Salem. Could they snap the losing skid tonight?
And Team USA going for the gold tomorrow in France on the hardwood. We'll discuss about those matchups later on.
Yeah, who would have thought Team USA would have needed Steph Curry's 39 points to get to the gold medal game?
He didn't have that many points. He only had 36, but still, he was still pretty good. But he did hit 9 threes. But, you know, it is what it is. LeBron with the second career triple-double for Team USA.
We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I just got to get a little dig in on him for Steph Curry. I don't know why you hate on him so much.
He's really good. I'll give him credit. If it wasn't for his game yesterday, I don't think they would have won.
All right, let's go ahead and move on now to the White Marlin Open. We'll talk more about that later on. The 51st edition of the tournament, the Super Bowl of fishing, and it has been packed with drama throughout this entire week.
Yeah, because a lot of it was first starting with the weather. So, I mean, there was less boats that came out this year compared to last year because the weather was much better last year than it was this year. Plus, some of the fish, though, that were brought in spite of the weather were gigantic.
Huge.
A near 900-pound fish. Michael Jordan, yes, that Michael Jordan, his boat bringing in a 6-figure fish, plus some local fishermen bringing home some big money, at least at the moment, Brandon. So we're going to take you a little bit back earlier in the week where we're going to start off with the white marlin category starting from day one. Now, we're going to go through each category for you. The waist knot out of Raleigh, North Carolina, with a white marlin on board. This will be the first qualifying white marlin of the tournament. The crowd watching in anticipation.
Yeah, they were packed in there like sardines.
Yeah, they sure were. And the fish were packed in there as well. This one came in at 77.5 pounds. So they won top white marlin for the day, and it is still in first place heading into the final day tomorrow. Brandon, I want you to take a guess what this one is worth, what this fish is worth.
It's got to be 7 figures.
Yeah. $4.1 million a couple of days ago, and it's only went down to $3.7 million.
Yeah, and that's because we saw yet another white marlin come in. The angler on that boat, by the way, for the waist knot is Ven Poole. But how about a boat from right here in Ocean City getting in on the action? A boat who knows a thing or two about winning a few $1 million at this tournament. The Bill Fisher out of Ocean City bringing in a second qualifying white marlin, 76 pounds, worth just short of $1.8 million. 2 years ago, this same vessel brought in a 77.5-pound white. It was the only white that qualified that year. They won $4.5 million back in 2022. So great to see the Bill Fisher out there raking in some more cash. And now for some history on Tuesday, we saw some craziness in the blue marlin category. An almost 800-pound blue marlin brought in early in the day, but it paled in comparison to this behemoth. Stonecutter out of St. Augustine, Florida, with a blue marlin on board. And watch these numbers officially. 897.5-pound fish.
That could feed like 3 whole families.
At 3. So this
at
one,
the same time,
good for first place easily, at least at that point. Officials saying it was the 5th largest blue marlin in the 51-year history of the tournament. Worth almost $520,000, but we saw an equally impressive fish just last night.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty crazy white marlin open. The next fish from more bills out of Ocean City lands an 894-pound blue marlin brought in with just under an hour to spare last night. It took 6 hours to land and then another hour and a half to get it onto the boat. That blue marlin fell 3.5 pounds, though, short of first place. Isn't it crazy when 896 pounds isn't enough? Phil Key out of Miller's Island was the angler, and the fish is worth $411,500. Again, that fish looks like it can feed a whole city block. I mean, look at all the.
It's unfortunate that fish didn't eat its Wheaties that morning.
No, it didn't. It just needed a little bit extra. Now, we got to go to the tuna, though, because the top spot for the tuna is a 220 20.5 pounder angled by Rob Jones on the Blue Runner out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey. The Warden Pass also bringing in a 193.5 pound tuna. That placed second, and it's worth just short of $210,000. But we were lucky to get another tuna that placed as well on the leaderboard, Brandon.
Yeah, MJ's out of Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey, brought the heaviest big eye tuna that weighed 193.5 pounds on Thursday. Dante Soriente angled that fish in, and it tied for second on the overall tuna leaderboards. That fish right now, 150 grand. And finally, late at night on Tuesday, the Catch 23, the vessel owned by the Airness, or His Airness himself, Michael Jordan, bringing in a 32.5 pound dolphin weighing, or right now worth $124,000. That bested double nickel from Solomons, Maryland by 1.5 pounds that came in on the same day. Something to note, no Wahoo in this year's tournament so far. That money that would have gone to Wahoo going to go to the dolphin category if no Wahoo are brought in tomorrow. So what a week it was so far. We saw a few local vessels making some big money. We also saw a tropical system making its way, impacting the tournament.
Yeah.
Not just this week, but weeks ahead of time, because we found out last week they were going to extend it to 6 days instead of 5 this week because of all of those storms out there.
And at first I would think they would actually need the extra day, but with all the blue marlins that have come in so far, it looks like they were able to get it all done within the first 3 days. Obviously, on Wednesday they had almost 200 boats go out.
And it seems like most of the boaters have decided they're not going to need that extra day. We only have 53 left tomorrow.
And today, on Friday, the 5th day, usually the last day, was 17 boats. So really, most of the fishing was done within those first 4 days. The weather, I think, was just such a huge factor. They were having knots and winds that were so high that it just wasn't safe for them to go out there and get the fish.
Yeah, the tournament director is saying that waves out there 8 to 14 feet, knots of 20 to 25. So it was just a bad day to be out there on the water. We didn't see any qualifying fish come in today, the 17 boats that went out today. So it wasn't a great day to fish today. Maybe we'll see something tomorrow. There's still an extra day. And you know what? I remember a couple of years ago, we saw a white marlin come in at the very last second to go on to win the tournament. So anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And that didn't stop the fans from going out to Ocean City to the marina today, obviously on the live feed.
Yeah, we saw them all day.
They were there. And it didn't seem like it was a great weather, but they were all there for it. So congrats to the fans. Shout out to the fans that are always supporting the White Marlin
Open. They'll be there tomorrow too, and we'll be there, out there as well. So make sure you stay updated with us tomorrow, because we'll be out there. Follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now. Now let's shift gears and catch you up on the Shorebirds. Hasn't been the best week so far for Delmarva.
Yeah, they're 0 for 2 so far against the Red Sox down in Salem. They're looking for end that 3-game or end that 2-game losing skid to them and not let their losing streak continue. So let's see if they can win Game 3. Shorebirds get on the board first. It's Cole Ehrman with the RBI single and the second inning to break the ice. Here it goes right there, and the Birds keep it going in the 4th as well. Michael Hernandez with the fly ball deep enough. That scores a run. Shorebirds was great at pitching tonight, Brandon.
Yeah, only gave up 4 hits, only gave up 1 run. This will be a very different looking team when the Shorebirds return home next week. Aaron Estrada, Anderson De Los Santos earning promotions up to Aberdeen.
They deserve
Estrada,
it.
He definitely deserved it. He has a home run and a stolen base. Estrada does already for the Ironbirds this week. He could definitely find himself in Baltimore.
And he's been a multiple-time player of the month as well. So he's definitely been the bright spot for the Shorebirds all season long.
That'll do it for the A block. We're calling our first time out. But when we return, the Ravens and Eagles playing football tonight.
Finally.
Some big plays by rookies all over the field. We're breaking it down when DSI returns right after this.
I'm state champion Yamir Knight, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.